Step Hodge with Nick Little of Indie Boarded Cards, and today we get to look at the Sherlock Files.
Yes, the Sherlock Files. So all I brought for you today is
just a demo copy.
The demo deck of it. Okay, so the Sherlock Files is the actual game. It's called Sherlock Files Elementary Entries.
Nice.
So there are 3 different stories in the main box there. Each one is completely different, and they're fun, interesting. They got cool twists and turns. And the demo deck here, which if you come to our Gen Con booth, either Indie Boards and Cards or Stronghold, you'll get this for free. It's a 4th story, so it's completely different from the 3 that exist.
Nice.
You'll get to play the entire full game with this demo deck, and it's totally free.
So like the base game will have 3?
The base game has 3, correct.
Okay, and this is
and
the
then
4th
hopefully
one.
it does well enough, we'll make more volumes.
Excellent.
So this game is like one of the simplest cooperative deduction games out there.
Nice.
The rule set is super small.
Okay.
So basically you'll get this folded up sheet, and it'll tell you the rules on how to play it, and each one will always tell you the rules how to play it, and then you'll read the back, and there's an introduction to a crime. Like in this case, you have a phone call to a 911 operator, and Nuria is the girlfriend of this guy who looks like Keanu Reeves. She's worried that he's gone missing and his apartment's been overturned.
Oh, okay.
So you read this and you look for information, and basically the cops can't figure out what's going on, so they've called you in as a detective to help out, right? So all of the evidence is on this deck of 32 cards. And what's going to happen is you're going to be dealt 3 cards. We'll each be dealt 3 cards. We're going to look at the cards. And when we look at the cards, we're not allowed to tell each other everything on the card.
Okay.
If it's just a picture of things and it has a title, we're allowed to read the title. We're allowed to be like, okay, I have a picture that's Julian and Nuria's car.
And it's red. It's a red car.
No, you can't even say that. You're just like, I just have Julia and Nuria's car. And then I might look at my hand and say, ooh, I have information about the car too. Like the thing I have here just says car. Because on these here, it says Julia. You can read what's underlined. So this just says Julian and airport, but it says Julian's car was recorded by the parking camera. So I might go, I think you should play the car card. Because when it comes down to you, you're going to take one of your 3 cards. You're either going to put it face up because you think it's relevant, or you're going to put it face down because you think it's irrelevant.
Okay, So if you put something that's critical down,
as long as you remember, you'll be okay. But you're going to go through this whole deck. Every card will either be played face up or face down. And as you start to do this, because I'll say, I have Julian works, and maybe you have like something about Julian's job, and you're like, I think I want to know that. Play that. And then I'll figure out if my clue is relevant, and if so, I'll add it. And you start to kind of see the narrative and construct the narrative as you play. And every time, each group is going to have a different experience because they're going to draw the cards in a different way and see them come together. Yeah, so it's really interesting because you're only allowed to say like what is underlined specifically about your cards, but once you play through all the cards, you can say, okay, I discarded a card that had this weird website on it that I didn't think was relevant until you played that one card. Right, exactly. So your narrative kind of changes, and once you've played all the cards, you can mention anything that you discarded. And together you figure out what you think the story is.
The story is, okay.
And then once you've gotten your story, you open this thing up, and there's a quiz, and you take the quiz and you write down your answers. And then you open it.
Oh, you have to open it.
And then you have the full story. And it even has reference points to all the card numbers for the pieces of information that you may have missed. Exactly. And then it gives you a grade based on, you get 2 points for every answer you got right, and you lose a point for every piece of irrelevant information you put up. And then it tells you how well you did on the scoreboard. Each one is really cool, little twisty, turny
you really
plot.
just open the box, shuffle a deck basically.
Yep. And you go. You can only play each story once.
Yeah, of course, because now you know the story.
Exactly.
That's awesome. It's a demo. It's a demo.
It's a demo copy that's actually the full game. That's
awesome.
free. And we're in retail. We're giving them away to like whoever asks for them. All the distributors will have hundreds of copies.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so they should be in stores so that people can play them and try it out.
People will be very excited about that.
Yeah.
So.
No, this game is, like I said, it's like the simplest kind of deduction story learning game. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so we can look for the box game.
It should be August 25th.
August 25th. So it's coming soon.
Yeah.
By the end of the month. So we can look for that.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you for having me.